that's creating the experience that your customers are having. But I'm going to look at a really important group of people, your employees. This is a group of people that, have been forgotten. When I started my career at J.D. Power & Associates 30 years ago, I started when I was 4, by the way. I used to tell my clients, we got to listen to employees. I was on the proprietary research side, not the syndicated. So we got to listen to our employees as well, not just your customers. And everybody's like, we'll do that later. We'll do that later. Well, guess what? It's later. And finally, just in the last 3 or 4 years, and especially through the pandemic, people have stood up and taken notice of the employees. And really, through the work that I've done with my clients, what I've really learned is that when we fix what's happening on the inside with our employees and our culture and our leaders, and that'll be my focus today, we fix, I swear, 90% of what's happening with the customer experience as well. I mean, there are other parts and pieces, and maybe it's not 90%, but that sounds really good. Fix what's happening on the inside, and we'll fix what's happening on the outside. All right, so this is a really shocking statistic. In the United States, 88% of the workforce, 130 million people, go home at the end of every day feeling like they're not listened to, feeling like they're not cared for. We really need to start looking at our employees as the humans that they are, right? They're not just cogs in the wheels of our success, of my success as a manager, of the business success, right? They're humans. They're mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters, spouses, right? That's how we need to start looking at them. If we take care of our employees, they'll take care of our customers. So I mentioned to some folks before we came in here that there's going to be some football stories. So this is my first one. How many of you saw the Bills-Bengals game on January 2nd? Okay, right? And if you didn't see it, you probably heard about it. Damar Hamlin collapsed on the field in the early part of the game. He was down for 19 minutes. He had a cardiac arrest, and they tried to resuscitate him for 19 minutes, and they did, obviously. But the story, and Coach Roberts here really says it like it is, right? It took them 19 minutes, and after 19 minutes, the teams basically said, hey guys, take 5 minutes, take a breath, regroup, and get back out on the field and play. Now think about this. If one of your employees or one of your coworkers collapsed on the floor and almost died, is that what you want to do? Is that what you want your people to do? No. And it took them over an hour to cancel that game. Why did it take him so long to cancel the game? So Coach Roberts says it right. How the NFL handled this situation is an example of why a lot of Americans don't give a hot damn about their employer. We really have to put the people first and think about our people, whether it's our employees or our customers. So think about this. You've got to create a culture where people get put before profits, metrics, and products. If we don't do that, we're going to end up in situations like that. And there's actually proof that this is really important, but I'll get to that in a second. So, putting people before profits, making big changes, that's a mindset shift and a behavior shift. It's hard work, but it can be done. Change is not impossible. Has anybody seen the show New Amsterdam? I was a little bit of a late bloomer. Apparently it's been around since 2018. I found it about 3 weeks ago. And now the series is over. They just had their series finale. But the first night that I started watching it, I just sat there like with my mouth open. I mean, I was just floored by what was happening. So it's about New Amsterdam, which is supposed to be America's oldest public hospital. And 5 years, they've got a new medical director number 6, because in the 5 prior years, they had 5 other medical directors that were there and were let go. So their new medical director, Max Goodwin, comes on board, and he's all about putting people before profits. As a matter